nice to have you. And Splashy joined the Robotic Mayhem. It was a very, very close first match. It's always nice when the first set is that close. So, Min Min from Iloria and Iceman coming in with, well, who else but Twintelle, because naturally we will focus with the Min Min as we start up this first match. In this, whoops, that's the wrong one. That's the one you want. I went one too many there. So Iloria with the Min Min gonna come in with the Guardian and a Siki. Meanwhile, Iceman and that Twintelle gonna come in with, well, what do you expect? Double cold arms with the Coolerang and the Chiller. Both with very different kinds of playstyles here as well. So that Guardian, if it does hit you charged, you will get a bit of a shock. And obviously Iceman, the second you get one freeze in, they will want to get a combo out of it. And it's the last thing you want. I just feel completely useless. Tried to go in for the rush, but Iceman telegraphed that beautifully, coasted around, came out with a rush of their own. And just like that, Iloria finds themselves with past the halfway mark on their health bar. Guardian is now thermocharged. It's one of Min Min's unique abilities. Waited out the grab, but couldn't get the connection with the follow-up punch of their own. Now into critical and forced into that corner. Iceman just not letting them get out of that properly. Gets another 3 punch, and down they go for that first point in this set. In this specific match. And they're gonna switch one of those arms, I think. Yep, switch the Guardian for the Phoenix. Iceman, well, not switching anything. They know what works. They know it works. The pillar goes down, the explosion, not really dealing much damage, it's just against the shield. So ping the arm a little bit, but quickly fades away. Both players do have rush, and you feel like Min Min is slowly starting to get used to how Iceman plays, but a fair ways to go here. And again, that pressure just consistently pinging up, you see, on that left side, but goes away quick enough for Iceman, so not too much of a worry. Phoenix isn't quite connecting, and finally the Coolerang does, but not charged, so good news there for Roya. They can continue to assault, and again that arm pings up again, this time on the right side. A bit more pressure, they can't take much more of it, otherwise it just drops it. They're left quite open. Iceman finds themselves in critical condition here, so Iloria has definitely adapted to Iceman's playstyle. Punches just swinging out at the moment and forcing Min Min into the corner, but a little too aggressive there from Twintelle in the end, and that's going to be an equalizer. So we go into the final point in this first match. And Iceman has switched out from that double cool. Switched the Coolerang out for the Brella. And you saw Iloria this time round. They knew they missed it, unfortunately, with that first rush, but had the wherewithal to at least move because they knew Iceman had a rush that they wanted to follow up with. Iceman did get it out, but did not get as much damage as they'd like to. They got a couple punches in, but Iloria managed to land and block the rest of it. So not bad going there in the end, but Iceman remains, I think, on full HP here, so Iloria has all the work to do. Iceman's switch has definitely worked for them. And they managed to take down the Chiller, and that, fortunately for Iloria, is not going to be that full devastating combo, and also saves themselves a perfect. Their punches landed at the same time, and Min Min denies Iceman a perfect round. And so we start with a 1-point advantage to Ice. We are about to progress into match number 2. I'm just gonna update the rules. I say the rules. It's not really rules. It's just stages. Hello, Sam. How are you doing? My cat's out to say hello. First is born. Alright, Iceman is banning DNA and Mausoleum. So we're gonna wait to see what Iloria decides to pick. And that is where we're going to be going. And it is going to be Scrapyard, so Just like in the previous set, we are going to see a counter pick come in. It is going to be Scrapyard. For those of you who don't know, Sam is my my wonderful black cat. He's adorable. Aren't you? Yes, you are. Just waiting for our players to ready up, and we will be good to go. There we go. So Iloria managed to come back into that match, but the switch to the Brawler from Iceman definitely threw them. They certainly struggled with that a lot more. So we're gonna see how Min Min decides to adapt to that. Looks like they're gonna try and come in with a roaster here. That would be interesting. No, actually gonna come in with a ram instead. Immediately backs up to get it permacharged. No surprise they're gonna stick with the C-Key. They're comfortable with that, but yeah, gonna come in with that Chakram, trying to get that little stun combo, and does actually get a grab. Nicely done there from Iloria. Meanwhile, Iceman's gonna stick with that setup, that Chiller and the Brawler. Looks like Min Min's gonna be a bit more prepared for it this time around. Arm weak on the right side, so need to be careful. Does fade away in the end. And you see with Scrapyard, obviously it has 2 pillars and it has that raised spot just up there, and Min Min trying to dance quite nicely around that and keep that high ground advantage to themselves. Both do have rush available, and Iceman can still turn this around. Getting picked up by a stun, it does send you confuse you a little bit. That arm is very much weak on that right side. Does actually break. Fortunately, they get knocked back and nothing else happens. Just managed to get the little windy knockback, but Iloria still has a massive advantage here. Gonna come in with the rush here, Iceman, and does connect. 305 damage, nicely done. They are still in critical condition. They need to do a massive punch back, and they went for the bait, but unfortunately, it did not work. Iloria just decided, okay, you can have my rush. If that was part of the strategy, that's fair. It's always nice to get that rush out of there so that they don't carry it into round 2, but at the same time, you are point down. They are going to switch back to Coolerang and the Chiller. And gets caught out with that stun again, and a second one. Iloria not playing around here. This Chakram is working nicely for them. It does get frozen, and that's what you have to be careful with. Your immediate instinct when you get frozen is to put up the guards, and Iceman likes to take advantage of that with a follow-up grab. Are they going to do it again? Not this time, but they're going to try and keep them in that corner, keep them frozen. Both came out with the rush. What in the world happened there? I think there was a bit of a stalemate temporarily before the 260 finally came through. Min Min's going to get the grab and send Twintelle back, but they've got all the work to do. They are in critical condition. They're actually going to try and push up to Twintelle as close as possible here. Both again got a hit, but Iloria couldn't get the follow-up grab, and that punch is going to seal it. That was a little unfortunate there from Min Min. They went for their immediate follow-up grab with the stun, but unfortunately they both hit each other at the same time, and it kind of negated the stun completely. Iceman managed to take advantage of that. Chakram charged back up, and Iceman and... well, I think they're both actually going to stick with the same weapons they used there, so... both very comfortable with how that went for their respective arms, and obviously if Iloria does lose this, it will go down to the underground bracket in a 2-0 set. Both have rush available, and Iloria once again taking that high ground, gets clipped by the Coolerang, and waited for Twintelle to come close enough, but unfortunately couldn't get more than that. Sends them, gives them a good big knockback, but nothing more on top of that, unfortunately. This means they'll have to charge that back up again whilst Iceman holds onto theirs and just trying to pick and choose when to fire off this rush. Not quite in a comfortable position yet, and Iloria is just dancing around on that top. Iceman has got to find a way of neutralizing that. Finally does so, gets the knockback, gets the grab, removes her from that high ground, and now we're back onto level terms, and Iloria needs to be careful here. They can't dance around this too much. Rush is going to come in and break that shield. 70, 85, 110. Down into critical health goes Iloria. They'll have to be careful. Tried to go for the grab. It didn't happen. One more punch or a grab will do it. Nice stun. Iloria didn't follow up with a quick grab. And that punch is going to be the punishment for that. 2-0 is how that's going to go in the end. And Iceman going through to the semi-finals. Reservations there to Iloria, but they still have another chance in the underground bracket. They were certainly getting to grips with Iceman and their playstyle, and they were making a good fight out of it, but unfortunately that stun, I don't think they were expecting that stun to actually land, which is why they didn't follow up with the grab. But that would have definitely helped them, given them a bit more of a chance to breathe, but unfortunately a player like Iceman will pick up on those kind of mistakes and just realize that, okay, you're actually being a little bit scared here, so I'm going to use that to my own advantage. And well, the rest there is history. Iceman moving on forward